May 1, 1994, San Marino Grand Prix, Imola. Ayrton Senna, leading the race, loses control at nearly 220 kilometers per hour. His car slams into a concrete wall. A nation holds its breath and then mourns its greatest hero. Born on March 21, 1960 in São Paulo, Brazil, Ayrton Senna da Silva showed a passion for speed almost from the cradle. At just 4 years old, his father built him a small homemade kart. By the age of 13, he was racing competitively, and in 1977 and 1978, he captured the South American Karting Championships. His raw talent and relentless determination were clear from the start. In 1981, Senna moved to England to chase his racing dreams. He quickly rose through the ranks of Formula Ford, winning numerous races and championships. By 1983, he dominated the British Formula 3 series and claimed victory at the Macau Grand Prix, a stepping stone that caught the eyes of Formula One teams. Senna debuted in Formula One in 1984 with Toleman. In just his second race at the rain-soaked Monaco Grand Prix, he stunned the world by finishing second. The following year, he joined Lotus and won his very first Grand Prix in Portugal, soon adding victories at Spa and solidifying himself as one of the brightest stars on the grid. Away from the track, Senna's personal life was as intense as his racing. He married his childhood friend, Lilian de Vasconcelos Souza, in 1981. The marriage lasted only 8 months as the relentless demands of Formula One took over his life. Senna later had a long-term relationship with Adriani Yamin during the mid-1980s. Family was always important to him, and he had a deep bond with his young nephew, Bruno Senna. Ayrton often said, "If you think I'm fast, just wait until you see my nephew, Bruno." Decades later, Bruno would follow in his uncle's footsteps, racing in Formula One from 2010 to 2012 and continuing the Senna name in international motorsport. In 1988, Ayrton Senna joined McLaren, forming a legendary partnership with teammate and rival Alain Prost. That year, Senna won a record 8 races and captured his first Formula One World Championship. His aggressive driving style, fearless approach in the rain, and unshakable focus made him a fan favorite. He would go on to win 2 more world titles in 1990 and 1991, cementing his place as one of the sport's all-time greats. One of his most iconic performances came at the 1993 European Grand Prix at Donington Park. In torrential rain, Senna overtook car after car in a single lap, an achievement forever remembered as the Lap of the Gods. In 1994, Senna moved to Williams, seeking a new challenge. But that year's San Marino Grand Prix weekend was one of the darkest in Formula One history. On Saturday, Austrian driver Ralden Ratzenberger was killed during qualifying. Senna was visibly shaken and reportedly spoke of a premonition of danger the night before the race. On May 1, 1994, as the race began, Senna led the field. On the 7th lap, at the high-speed Tamburello corner, his steering column failed. Traveling at nearly 220 kilometers per hour, his Williams FW16 struck a concrete wall. Medical crews rushed to save him, but Ayrton Senna was pronounced dead later that day at just 34 years old. His funeral in São Paulo drew nearly 2 million people, with Brazil declaring 3 days of national mourning. Around the world, fans and fellow drivers grieved the loss of a legend. Senna's legacy lives far beyond the racetrack. The Ayrton Senna Institute, founded by his family, fulfills his dream of supporting underprivileged children through education and opportunity, impacting millions of young lives in Brazil. Ayrton Senna's story is not just about speed and victories. It's about passion, courage, and the drive to inspire others. Though his life was cut tragically short, his legacy endures in every racing safety improvement, in the hearts of the Brazilian people, and in the roar of engines that still chase the dream he once lived.